if you don't know how to change a tyre on a car, friends are probably going to have a go at you if you break down and you're like, God damn it, how do I use this? What do I do with this metal doohickey?
I've been thinking about this concept of pride versus pride. A friend of mine got injured last week and his wife said, "I'll ring Corey because I only live around the corner from him." And he's like, no, don't bother him. And then he ended up at Fiona Sandal Hospital with like what he thought was a broken hip.
Whoa.
But it got me thinking about, like, we talk about like be proud on site, but there's also this other like darker side to it, like pride, which stops us from taking action. And my thought around it was, if this guy didn't reach out to me when he's physically injured, there's no chance that he's going to reach out to me when he's got something going on with his mental health. Why do you think it is that people get so caught up in not wanting to reach out for help, even if it's for something physical? Like, what is that thing you think that stops people from wanting to reach out?
And just reflecting on myself and the way I show up in those moments, whether it's physical or mental, for me, it's largely due to, nah, I can fix this myself. And it's like, nah, I've been conditioned that if I'm a man and if I'm a provider, if I'm worth my weight, then I can fix this stuff. It's sort of like, you know, if you don't know how to change a tyre on a car, friends are probably going to have a go at you if you break down and you're like, God damn it, how do I use this? What do I do with this metal doohickey? You're going to get made fun of, right? If you can't do things around the shed, if you can't mow the lawns, if you don't know how to put the oil in the lawnmower, probably going to get made fun of. And so I think that just translates over to the way that we live our lives and our willingness to ask for help when it comes to those personal reasons. What about you?
I think there's a bunch of programming around how men should show up, we should be self-reliant, the lone wolf. All of that kind of dialogue is still very much at play in society at large, not just in small pockets, but around all of society. It's certainly something that we see when we're having conversations with blokes on site, like, I'm not going to ask for support because I might be seen as weak, or I might be seen as incompetent. So it can, which then flows into like workflow, right? Of someone who might be struggling with their job, if they reach out for support, they could be 10x better, but they don't because of the fear of judgment. And then from judgment, that rolls into like shame and guilt, right? And then when we're in shame and guilt, there's no hope that we're going to be reaching out for support.
Potentially an undercurrent, and again, just on my own personal experiences, that I felt that I had to achieve X or feel X or have X in my life before I was worthy of love or support or even like contentment and joy. And so I think there's an undercurrent of that for men as well, particularly like, oh, I haven't got the house yet, I haven't got a stable relationship, especially if you're separated. Oh man, I'm separated with a kid, I need to do all these things and knock them down like dominoes before I am worthy of reaching out to someone and receiving support. Because the work that we've done in coaching and in FIFO, we're all pretty aware that men are terrible, horrible at receiving support. Like, you might be really good at giving compliments, but it gets given back and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Don't do that. No, deflect, shield.
Yeah.
So I think that might play a role in that as well.
Which we see in the whole what are you proud of piece when we talk about it on site, right? People instantly shut down. I'm not willing to talk about that. So yeah, it's fascinating.